Hey there, welcome to the channel. I'm going to talk a little bit about if you've never been to the Philippines before and you're coming from maybe the US or a European type of city, some things that you can expect that I think will help you on your travels. My wife Judy and I are just walking on the beach right now. We're here in the island of Cebu at Mualboal. Today happens to be our 2-year wedding anniversary, and it's low tide, so we're able to, this part's sandy, but in a few minutes while we're talking you're going to see I'm going to be walking in the water, the low tide. Let me give you, all that you see here is going to be underwater probably in an hour or so. You have the light colored water, and then once you get to kind of where that you see that buoy out there, the water color changes, it drops off. There's a coral reef, and so Mualboal is known for all of its snorkeling and diving. I did snorkeling yesterday, but being the slowest thing in the water, I don't really love that, even though I love the beach. So I want to talk to you about coming to the Philippines, at least my experience, and maybe this will help you. I came to the Philippines for the first time 2 years ago, stayed 2 weeks, and by my own American standards, like, wow, that was a long vacation. But this time, somebody's trying to get attention like a little kid. But this time, we've been here working. I work remotely. I'm a business finance guy, so I coach business owners on the financial side of their business, so I can do that anywhere in the world. It's a little tough here from the Philippines. It's a 13-hour time difference. I'm definitely stretching the virtual coaching limits. But anyway, so I've been here for 2.5 months. We go home next week. And sorry, I don't have my recording equipment with me, so you have to hear the wind and things like that, and the camera's a little shaky, but hope you can just enjoy the view as I'm walking. So anyway, if you come for the first time, I want you to think about suspending your sensibilities that you have back home. You know, it is great that you might have so many things and you come here and you think, oh, this is a third world country. And I don't feel that way. Even when I'm in the province, which is where Judy is from, I don't feel that it's third world. And instead of thinking they should live up to our standards, maybe we should look at our standards and think, my gosh, have we just gotten so like snobberish about what we think is essential? Let me give you an example. Typically in an American home, most people want a bathroom if you have multiple levels on every floor. If you have a basement, main level, upstairs level, you want at least a couple bathrooms upstairs if that's where the sleeping is. Here, I'm just thankful to have a bathroom. And the bare essentials, you know, it's not fancy typically. A lot of times they're tankless toilets and you have a bucket pretty much in every place that you just dump the water straight into the bowl. I know it sounds a little crazy for Americans, but that's how it works. And you just dump the water in there and you don't have the luxury of a flushing tank. Big whoopee-doo. There's also a drain in the floor. Bathroom floor gets wet. It's all like all-in-one. The shower, the toilet, all of it's right there. And it's just efficient with space, you know? My bathroom back home in my former house was huge. It's great, but necessary? I don't know. So anyways, so things like that at first, especially if you come to a resort, you know, our American sensibilities were like, oh, the pool needed more chlorine. And I don't mean to make fun. I mean, this is me. I would do this. The pool needed more chlorine. The service was a little slow. You know, the bathroom kind of had a weird smell or something like that. But, you know, if the essentials are there, which is a bathroom, a comfortable bed, some running water, like, you're good. And you can have a great time. And you can spend, like we're spending, it's like 4,000, 5,000 pesos, which is, you know, $70 to $90 a night for a really neat place. You could spend $150 a night and have it look more, I will call them Americans, I don't know European, but you could have it more American style if you like. But, you know, I don't have to spend that amount of money. Why should I? I mean, it's nice, but like you eat at the restaurant, that's 4 times as much as if you ate in town or at the province. And so you feel a little ripped off. And so you go to some of these places that are less expensive and it's very affordable. As you walk along the beach, there's all these great places in Mualboal. And there's Judy talking to one of the security guards. A lot of security here. You'll usually see them pretty well armed. Way back in the distance there is where we're headed to. That's our, oops, my finger's covering that. That's our hotel, our bungalow that we're staying at. Sorry for the shaky camera. Again, I didn't bring my gimbal. But So Judy's from the province, so I'm sure it's like everywhere else. You know, if you're only from like Manila, you're gonna have a different experience. I haven't been there. But Car City and Cebu City, they're pretty busy. Cebu, the island of Cebu, I think has like 4 or 5 million people as of 2022 or 2023. And it's growing. They don't have divorce here. It's not abortion on demand. Very Catholic nation. You have large families. So it's just growing. If I were to open a business here, it'd probably be construction, because they're just building everywhere. And speaking of construction, you know, you see a lot of hollow block walls, and a lot of them are half finished. They're functional. The houses are built with concrete because we have to typhoons. So things look different as well too. They're not tall buildings, multiple levels, just one level of a house. Also air conditioning. Let me talk about that. You know, the Philippines, I always say it's like 80, 86 and sweaty. I'm going to give a shout to Judy. Hey Judy, we got to go before high tide. Sorry. But, you know, you sweat a lot. When I first got here, I was like, gosh, it's so doggone hot. And then you're just used to, like, I got sweat rolling down my back now. It's 7:30 a.m. in the morning, and the sun's barely on me. But a lot of houses have a window unit in the bedroom, so if you want that, that's fine. You've been seeing some photos of the mountain property that Judy owns that we put a payag on, and it's nice and breezy up there. There's no air conditioning, and during the day, you know, you just don't do a lot of stuff in the heat of the sun if you can avoid it. You know, but at night there's a nice breeze. It's cool. No air conditioning, and you get along with that. So why am I rambling about all this? The big point I want to make to you is, if you're going to come to the Philippines, I'll say it again: suspend judgment, and instead of thinking, why don't they live up to our standards, ask yourself, why don't you accept their standards, and maybe be more appreciative of all the quote extras that you might have back home. And that's kind of the way I look at it. And I don't really need to say a whole lot more about that. And I think that will greatly help you when you come here. And at first, just be prepared. It's going to be a little bit of a shock. You're going to see people on motorcycles with kids on the handlebars on the front, and maybe a mom on the back, and another kid in the middle between her and her husband. 4 people, no helmets, zooming down the street. You know, you're like, oh my God, it looks so dangerous. You're going to see bathroom facilities that look different. You're going to see houses that look different. You're going to see a lot of dirt roads. And what I first saw was like, that's not a very nice house. Now I can pick out, and I was like, oh, they have concrete block that's finished and painted. Nice house, metal roof, nice house. So your perceptions change pretty quickly if you're here for long enough. But that first week's going to be a little different. What about the food? Personally, I love food from all different kinds of places. And so when it comes to the food here, you know, if you put something in your mouth and you don't like it, but give it a try. They love barbecue here. I have to be careful with pork. I ate this pork sisig. I didn't even know what it was, but it was fried, and I did a video about it. It's basically the facial fat of the pig, and they fry it. Think about all the crap we eat at home that's fried, right? You can take something that you would never eat normal. But anyways, I ate that. Well, my ankle into cankles. Now I don't have thin, tiny ankles, but well, you can't really see that there, or big calves. But I ate that pork sisig, and calves and ankles became one. Cankles for like 2 days. I'm like, so I'm gonna stay away from the pork. But I think that's just in general. A little rocky here. So they eat fried barbecue chicken. Their fruit, their fresh fruit is just so worth it. I just say everything is like organic. It just grows. There's no, I'm sure they have places where they farm this stuff and spray, but no spray. Bananas off of trees, mango. I love Lanzones. I think I did a video about that. I can put a link to that in the bottom. Hey Judith, what's that other fruit? I can't think of the name of it that I love. That's red. No. That's red. Red. No, it's red with the spikes. Rambutan. So the fruits and everything are amazing. They have rice with everything. So, you know, I'm not a big rice eater, but I've been eating rice with everything. And they just have less protein. You're not going to find likely a big steak or burger here. I was jonesing for a burger, so I went to McDonald's. I've had 4 quarter pounders with cheese since I've been here in 2 months, which is 4 more than I've had in 25 years back home. Even I'll eat a burger, but I don't typically eat at McDonald's. So there's no pizza really here that tastes good to me. I really want a pizza. But anyways, the food I really like. But of course, you know, I went to Turkey and I love the food from Turkey and the Mediterranean, Middle Eastern food. I love all that stuff. So if you have a light stomach or whatever, might be difficult for you, but have some courage and try some of the stuff. There's certain foods I'm not going to eat. You know, balut is this popular kind of half-made duck or chicken or something, an egg. Oh, not eating that. They fry blood. I'm not eating that. But I'm not looking down my nose at them, and I did a post about that. I mean, in America, if you eat hot dogs, you should judge nobody. So you can check out that post. But so coming here may take you a week or so. And if you're in the tourist areas and you're just seeing a bunch of people that are not native, your experience is going to probably be different, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, in Cebu, in the city, you see a lot of foreigners. Certainly here in Moalboal, you do. I've seen a lot of white people. I'm white, obviously. Germans and Dutch and people. There's a lot of Asians that travel here from other Asian countries. But I would tell you that in Judith's town of Karkar and her little barangay area of Limaron and little town of Kalindoy, like, you know, there's no foreigners really. So you really get into the culture if you get an opportunity to spend time doing that. You kind of have to know somebody, I suppose. But anyway, so that's really cool. So if you come here, just kind of have that as your mindset, you know. And like I said, I'm going to end on what I started with. Instead of thinking, why don't they live up to your standards? You have to start to question, like, why aren't we comfortable with their standards? They're happy people here. You know, they're not rich in general. A day's wage is probably equivalent to $20 for US. But you can't really compare it because everything costs different here. But not that they don't have the same problems as people all over the world with relationships and everything else and politics, but, you know, there's something to be said for the non-materialistic way that they live. And I think you should embrace that. At least I have. And I hope that if you plan on visiting the Philippines that you find this helpful. Or if you have visited, you know, give me your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. You know, what do you agree with? What do you say, no, my experience is this. Like, we enrich all of ourselves, not by comparing or criticizing, but by just sharing your own viewpoint. What's your POV? What's your point of view? I'd love to hear that. You know, it's a new channel. We don't have a video editor yet. We don't have all this stuff. We're not fancy yet. Sorry, I'm walking slowly because to pick my steps so I don't fall. But, you know, the channel's new. So like and subscribe. We'll try to keep posting things. You know, back in the US, you know, I do a lot of traveling too. I love to camp, do outdoor stuff. So I'm not always going to be posting about the Philippines. But we're here, so that's what we're posting about. And hope you find this helpful. It's been good to be with you. I've got my sunglasses on, not because I'm trying to be a movie star, but you can see without them, staring right into the sun. And hope you find this helpful. And we love having you part of this channel and viewing it, and we would really value your comments. Help me be a better vlogger. I like, if I do this for a period of time, I'm sure I'll look back like a lot of vloggers and go, oh, those first ones were so rough. But that's okay. Like, I'm just getting my reps in. So hopefully that's cool with you. It's raw, it's real, and we're gonna keep it real. So peace from the Philippines.